So I want to get you all started with SAS Via for learners. So first thing you would do is to log into SAS Via for learners. I'm going to access as an educator, but you will access as a student. So I'm just going to access as an educator. Will take you to the SAS Via for learner where it will ask you could launch the software, and I'm going to launch the software. Okay, and once program is launched, you will see on the SAS Via, and all application SAS Vias are given on the left hand side. You can see all the applications. The we will be using quite a lot on the analytical lifecycle applications like managing data, exploring visualization, building model, managing models. So we will be spending quite a bit of time on these applications. So you would notice that in addition to seeing all this application here on the left hand side, you can see they also have a quick start for those application here given, for example, explore and visualize, build model. So what I'm going to do today, as you get started, I want to show you how to explore your data file and visualize the data file. Okay, so let's click here. And yeah, and you see there are some pre-built reports. Here you can see that in the SAS content, have a bunch of reports just to just see what this report really look like, just for the get familiarized with the program. So I'm just going to click one of the report. This report was already built by SAS, and this is this example report, how the report is built. So you can see that this report has a various charts. So just to check one of the reports, so let's click on this suppliers and product report. So for example, if you want to see this report for a specific region, for example, let's say if you want to see a report for North America. So I just clicked on the North America, and we can see where the suppliers are located. For example, we see one is located here in Alberta. I can click on Europe, and you can see various places these suppliers are located. Reports was already made for the demonstration purposes. In this case, if you're working any report by yourself, you can save these reports. You can make new reports. You make a copy of these reports. You can do many way to make use of this report. For example, and if you wanted to build your own report from new data set, for example, or even existing data set, for example, we can do that. So for if you click here, you can see that there's a various options, and we can say that new report. So if you want to either pick up the data, same data file of the Orion report we just saw a minute ago, or you want to really start something new entirely, we can do so. So if you see this little barrel, it's a uh, data option, and SAS has an incredible amount of data sets available for to practice actually. So I'm just going to click here, this icon here, and it shows up some of the data file I was working recently. We can add new data file. You can say add data, and you can see there are over almost 400 data files available to choose from. So the data file I'm interested is PVA data. You can see a little bit uh, Information about this data file says have 48 columns. So the over one, it's about 1.5 million rows. That many records, observations. There's some details. If you click on the columns, it will give you some list of the variables in the data file. So let's add this data file for the purpose of practice. So you see on the left hand side, there are list of variables on the data file, and which is very interesting. They also listed the variables by the category. Category means it's a categorical variable. For example, they have a donations, gender, some cluster status, and urban, city, uh, wealth rating, etc. So these are categorical variables. That mean the response in these variables are categories. Like for example, one is this, two is this, three is this, so on. And it's also very interesting. It also have numbers next to the variables. So that means that the variable is donation, and it has a two categories. I'm guessing that 101, probably 0 for not donated, one is donated. We also have variables which are listed by the measurements. So measurements are the variables which measures. Typically, these are your interval level variables and ratio level variables. In SAS, there is a distinction between measurement, the interval level variables, and the ratio level variables. So they are treated as the measurement variables. So these are your numerical variables. Obviously, measurement variables means you can do averages like mean, standard deviation, etc. Whereas in categorical variables, you can count them like percentages. Let's say if you want to build a simple pie chart, okay? So on the left hand side, you see the object. So I click on the object and it gives me a several option of different types of charts. So basically, depending upon the variables you have, you can choose that chart. I'm going to choose the pie chart. So I got this pie chart here, and it's a assigned data. So I'm going to click assign, and it say, okay, what do you want to add here? So obviously we just want to do a simple pie chart. So we need frame simple pie. So what you're really seeing right now here is this, remember the database is about 1.5 millions. So if you right click on the blue circle of this pie chart, it's showing up over 1.162 million people who did not donate, the non-donors, okay, in this data set. And the yellow one is about 387,000 donors who donated them. So this gives you a little perspective of how many are donors and how many are non-donors. And if you right click any of the uh, portion of the pie chart, it give you the option of for example, it will ask you explain the data set. Like for example, if you want to get some explanation, donation. So it's preparing some donation. It's saying that it's showing that about 75% are non-donors, 25% are donors, for example. Okay, so we can learn about that. We can also say, for example, if you want to show a label, we can show a percentage of total. So I'm just going to click this percentage total, and you see that now the pie chart has 75% non-donors, which we already know, and 25% are donors. Of course, you can explore data many ways. This is one of the way is just simply make a pie chart, but you can choose many other type of graphs and charts depending upon the what type of variables we have. Histogram. Let's try histogram. I like histograms. So let's try histograms. Okay. So histogram shows up here, and let's say if you we wanted to see this histogram by, let's say, I don't know, let's say age. So here it shows up by age. We can see this all the histograms by age. So we have this age category shows up here on this histogram, for example. So showing you the distribution age, which is very interesting. We see there are some very low age groups of people who are, because I'm assuming that if you're donors, you got to be certain age to donate money. So there are a few people who are very young age of people shows up. So anyway, this is a simple distribution of the age. So so I'm just going to leave it here for now. I think this is a good starting point just to get your started exactly how to access data file, and obviously the first step is to just explore our data, has some visual um, um, appearances of this data set we have, and just to get some understanding of data set.